Well, after a lot of soul searching, trying to figure out how to answer that question, this is the conclusion that I've come to. You don't have to fix everything. You can't. You don't have to fix everything, but as my buddy has said, you do have to do something. We all do. And so I'm going to tell you what I did, and then I'm going to make some suggestions for you. Maybe not everybody can get on a van and go to Washington. I don't know. That's a laudable goal. If you can do that, do it. But as you might imagine, as a member of the minority party, as a member of the minority party in North Carolina, it has felt very much like being in the desert for about 10 years. Day in and day out, a relentless tide of regressive legislation. And I'm going to tell you, that's not for the faint of heart. Here in North Carolina, of course, and in Washington, attacks on our freedoms, our democracy, and on the people, you all, that I swore to defend. So it can be soul crushing if you let it. But one day recently, I took a step back and I realized something. And the realization is that I was not alone. There were others in this fight, leaders who shared my values, my passion, and my determination to push back. So I put out an all-points bulletin, and we came together and we formed the North Carolina House Progressive Caucus. It's 3 weeks old. Because another message I've heard consistently is, we want you to fight.
Yes.
We want you to fight. And if you know me, I'm already doing that, but...
Thank you, Deb.
You're welcome. So, I got to tell you that this caucus is not just about resisting bad policy, but to advance a bold, people-centered vision for this state. Think about something for 1 second. Who do we elect in the governor's race? A progressive.
Yes.
A Democrat. How about the Secretary of State?
Yes.
Elaine Marshall.
Yes.
A Democrat.
Attorney General.
Superintendent of Schools. A Democrat. Attorney General. Jeff Jackson. A Democrat. You know why that is? Because you can't gerrymander the whole damn state. We vote in North Carolina largely blue unless somebody has manipulated the shit out of our district. So, well, that's another issue. So, this new Progressive House Caucus, again, is more than just a response to burnout. It's a commitment to something bigger than ourselves. And I'm telling you, we are on fire. We believe in protecting fundamental rights, ensuring economic justice, and creating a North Carolina that works for everybody. And we are going to speak loudly, clearly, with moral conviction at every opportunity, and we are doing it. This has been my call to action, and I am very privileged to have been elected by my peers to co-chair this caucus. I'm going to promise you we're not backing down. So far, this year, since January, these are just my bills. Let's see. All right. We have protecting immigrant workers on construction sites. H-2A seasonal workers on farms, right? in North Carolina understand that our law enforcement are not trained as immigration enforcement officers, and they should not be used as such because that undermines our community's faith in law enforcement, right? Bill to give state and local government retirees a cost of living increase that they haven't had in recent memory. A bill to codify the rights to same-sex marriage. Does anybody know that I got married last Saturday? I love you, Isabella. So, budget transparency, fiscal responsibility. You know they do the budget in the back room, right? With about 5 old white guys, and that's it. $22 billion budget. We don't know where the money's going until it comes out. A 1,000-page document, 15 minutes before we vote on it. Yeah. A bill on workers' rights. A bill to make corporations pay what they owe. A bill to reduce single-use plastics. And a bill to stop the incessant triggering down of our corporate income taxes and personal income taxes. Y'all, we got bills. We're not content for it. We're very competitive. Nobody likes taxes, but we're competitive. We need to leave it at that. We've got a lot of big expenses in the West that we've got to fund. So, that's my passion, and that is my call to action. And so I want to help you find yours, right? If reproductive freedom is your issue, if you care about women's reproductive health, access to abortion, get in that lane, right? Get in that lane. Volunteer, be an escort at a clinic. Patients are being harassed as they go for medical care. You can make a difference to those people. Support Planned Parenthood. Support Carolina Abortion Fund. Push for access to medicine abortion at pharmacies. You know, for example, if men could get pregnant, those medicines would be right next to the Swisher Sweets at the gas station. So, if access to reproductive care is your jam, get in that lane. Become an expert. Be vigilant about it. Don't worry about the other stuff. He's going to handle another lane. She's going to handle another lane. If that's your lane, get in it. If voting rights are your fight, if you are furious that Justice Allison Riggs has the last race in this country to be certified, they are trying to steal her seat. If voting rights are your passion, get in that lane. Be a precinct volunteer. Drive somebody to the polls. Join Democracy NC has a voter protection team. Poll observers are going to be more necessary than ever before. Get in that lane. If that's your favorite lane, get in it. If you care about the environment, and probably most of us do, we've all heard about PFAS in our water for years now. But you guys, there are a myriad of public hearings happening on these issues. Go to those hearings, right? Testify. Now, I know it's hard to testify, but they need to see real people, not just lobbyists and people in suits. Get in there and testify. If you have an opinion, share it. It's valuable and it's important. Get involved with Kent Burdett, the river keeper. You know, they do these cleanups and they're advocates. They know how to fight. You know, the thing is, I'm sure, and I feel this way too. It's like whack-a-mole. You're like, oh my God, he did that. Then, oh my God, he did that. And how do I respond to that? Am I supposed to write postcards? Am I supposed to call? I don't want to call Tillis's office anymore. They don't answer the phone. I don't know what to do. Should I get in the van? Should I drive? You see, it's intentional, I believe.
Oh, absolutely.
So get in a lane. Pick a lane. Get in it. If LGBTQ plus rights are on your heart, support Equality North Carolina. Push back against these book bans because listen, they're not really banning books, they're banning identity. Have you noticed they start these damn school board meetings at some like 11 o'clock at night, so there's only 3 people awake at that time. But go to those meetings if you're a night owl. I'm asleep 2 hours before they begin, but that's not my lane, you see. I've got a lane. Gun violence. You guys, he talked very passionately about gun violence. Join Moms Demand Action. They are an awesome group. They are in the legislature constantly. They've got their red t-shirts. They come in and they dominate. You can't possibly ignore them. So join that organization if that's your lane. Just on Wednesday, I believe it was, I was in the Judiciary 2 committee where we were given 15 minutes notice on a bill that would lower the age at which you can get a gun to 18. And you would not have to have a permit, therefore no training and no background check to carry a concealed weapon. Now, I can't imagine why anybody thinks that's a good idea. So I was debating it as vigorously as I could. If you check my Facebook and TikTok and stuff, you'll see one of the exchanges. One of the sponsors of the bill said, if you can go into the military at 18, you can handle a gun. I said, I'm pretty damn sure the military trains people before they hand them a gun. He did not have a witty response. So, if gun violence is your thing, become an expert on it. Know what you're talking about. Drill into that subject matter and get in that lane and focus on it. I think what happens if you do that, and for me, focusing on this new Progressive Caucus has given me energy, it has renewed my faith, it has been a support group of sorts, but we have gotten incredible work done in just 3 weeks. And in fact, our membership has doubled in that time. You know, as far as schools are concerned, we are not funding our schools, and of course we know that's intentional. You see all the Department of Education nonsense and dismantling it. We already are not funding it in North Carolina anywhere near the way we should, even though the courts in the Leandro case have told us we are not adhering to our constitutional obligation to give children a sound basic education. Remember, you guys mostly are old enough. Remember when education leveled the playing field in North Carolina? We had a superb public education system in North Carolina. We were the shining star of the South. That would have been during the Hunt era. Yeah. So it's time to show up to those school board meetings and hold them accountable for the nonsense. That should be a lot of your lane. I mean, if we can't protect our children, I'm not sure what we're doing. So, you know, we cannot afford, as my colleagues have said, to be silent. And I know you know that, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But know that you are not alone. Look around. But you have to find your lane. And you have to get in it, and you have to dominate in that lane. You know? Be relentless. Take no prisoners. Don't take no for an answer. And listen, I know it's not easy. I have to give myself this pep talk every day. And I do it. And I go and I punch above my fighting weight. Try to. But they want us tired and they want us overwhelmed. And we know that. They wouldn't be working this hard to strip away our rights if they weren't afraid of us using them. So we've got to be relentless. And you know, historically, every time we've been told that something is impossible, we rise to the occasion. Whether it was the right to vote or who you marry or anything like that, It was never because politicians handed it to you, right? It was because people fought for it and demanded it. So you don't have to do everything. You do have to do something. You've got to pick your battle, get in it, and fight that battle. And I have a little dish on my desk in the legislature. It's a quote from John Kennedy, and I look at it every day too. And it says, "One person can make a difference, and everyone should try." And I would just add to that, don't just try, do.